Hey guys, it's time for a Friday morning checkup, a check-in, and see what's going on with my likes ad. And let me zoom in a little bit for you so you can see. All right, hopefully that's a lot better. If I zoom in too much, then we have a hard time seeing the report. Okay, I think that's the whole report. You can see that now. All righty. Now, my video views is still going along nicely at 2 cents per view. I mentioned that yesterday. Um, I like those ads. They get quite a bit of activity. I just started this yesterday and I've already had 247 views at 2 cents each. That's pretty darn reasonable. So, uh, videos is an important way to promote your product. Videos in Facebook get so much more organic reach than anything else. So that's my tip of the day is use video in Facebook. Okay, let's check out our likes ad, our likes campaign. And well, we're at 87 cents per like this morning. So it's ramping up a little bit as far as the price. Let's see, but that's the composite. Let's go look at our individual one. All right. Now, this one was the one that was kind of going crazy, so I shut it off. And in the process, I shut all these off. I think I did that on the last video. And you can see this one is at 67 cents. That's not bad for a likes campaign. Like I said, I have gotten better responses than that. I mean, I've got one that's going at like 22 to 27 cents page like. That's real niche specific, and so that was a little bit easier to hit. My click-through rate's good, 5.4. I like that. So at this point, the only thing I could tweak is uh, my my budget, which is at $10 a day right now. Or I could go in and tweak my targeting. But at this point, I don't think there's any reason to do that because it's going fairly well. And I don't want to change the age range. That seems to be working. In fact, we'll go into the report, and it may make a liar out of me, but I think the location's okay, although mobile's probably getting the highest percentage of it. So let's go into the report and see what our report is telling us. And all you do is, well, yes, if I had hit view report from the last page, I would have gotten report on the whole ad set. Or, yeah, on uh, all the ads in this ad set, and I just want this one. So let's see what it gives me. If it gives me this one, I still might have to do a filter to yeah, it's giving me ad sets. Okay, so let's just look at the whole ad set. First, we'll go in and do our uh, get rid of a bunch of these columns that I don't want. The uniques. It just cleans it up so it's easier to really hone in on what I am trying to do. So let's apply that. All right, now let me move this over. Oh, I don't think I can move this over anymore. Okay, but I don't need all this other stuff. Okay, post engagement still at 0, so let's just get rid of that one so it's one less column. All right, and let's click on clicks. And let's see what we have here as far as, oh that's right, I wanted to look at the ads. So we have all the ads here. So if I just want the one ad, the woman thinking, I have to go in here and make ad name contains, and then I'll type in woman thinking, hit enter. Okay, now we're just on the active one. Right. Okay. Now, what's the different? Why? Oh, I'm still picking up that Lala ad. Well, we'll just ignore that one for right now, because that's a completely different ad set. Somehow I picked that up, and Woman Thinking is in there, so it's picking it up because of that. I could make it is, and then put this. Let's see, how would I do that? Maybe not. I'd have to change some names around. So that's fine for right now, because we'll just ignore that bottom line. All right, so again, mobile is getting the bulk of it. Amount spent. It's just not spending any money on it. So at this point, you can just shut it off. Now, let me, and I made this statement earlier, that I am not doing this ad. I don't do mine exactly the way I was taught, which, maybe that's to my detriment here. So I just want to give you a heads up, because what you're supposed to do, if you're taught, as taught by some of the top Facebook marketers, is don't mix things in your ads. I should have a separate ad for mobile and a separate ad for desktop. Um, what that does, but they don't teach it though where you're using the ads reporting, which is where I use the ads report. Well, yes, they do. I shouldn't say that. Some of them do use the ads report. Some of them don't, or don't, at least don't train on it when they're talking about using this. It's really easy to see what's going on if you have everything split out. You split out your placements, you split out your date ranges, and you only do each ad. And you can do that fairly simply, because when you're doing the ad, remember there's the button that says create similar ad. So you just create a similar ad, tweak one thing, change the age range or whatever. Now, what I do, and what that does is that gives you a very clean statistics. Your statistics are just for the one medium and the one age group. So in that respect, your statistics are very clean. The way I do it is, I can now go in and just quit running desktop ads. But the statistics from the desktop ad are going to be in your cumulative statistics. Again, I don't worry about that, because I'm doing the reports, and this report shows me exactly what's going on in this particular ad. So in my way of thinking, it's not quite so critical. Now, by doing this, the nice thing about doing it this way is that I throw it all together, and I can find what is working without having to create all those ads through the ads reports. And then I can go back if I want to and create specific ads with specific placement, specific date, age ranges. I was telling you about go from the 5 to the 4, like 25 to 34, 35 to 34, because that's how your reports come out. And I'll show you that here now, because we can move on. Because this is your breakdown and placement. Go up here, change it to age, gender, and we still have it sorted by clicks. Now you can see that this is interesting. Now let me move this over. Okay, I'm not too worried about that. Okay. All right. We've got really good click-through rates here, except this one. So this click-through rate is really bringing this down. Remember when I first started this, it was like 12, or I can't remember exactly, 12 or 13% click-through rate. Well, it's dropped, but it hasn't dropped as much as it makes it look up here in the cumulative number because we've got an outlier here. Females between the age of 45 and 54 are not responding to this ad. I mean, that's kind of strange, but it just isn't happening for some reason. Where's my cost per click? Oh my gosh. And my cost per click is $2.47. So here you can see that the males and females between 35 and 44, not only do they have a high click-through rate, but they've got a really, really nice cost per click. This one has a low click-through rate and a high cost per click. Now, if I had these all separated out, in this particular instance, it would be really easy. All I would do is go in and shut this ad down for this age range in female. But because I have it cumulative, all lumped together, it is a disadvantage this time because I can't just lock out this little chunk of it because of the date ranges. Now, what I could do is I could make the date range 35 to 44, but then you can't cut out an age range in the middle because let's see, 55. Where's my female? 55 to 64. See, 55 to, well, actually, it might work out okay in this one. We had a good click-through rate here, and it was only 80 cents, but you can see that there's very little activity here. So we could, in this ad, which I think I'm going to go ahead and do now that I've looked at this, I didn't want to just to lock out the 45 to 54 and include the 55 to 64 and the 65 plus. But as you can see, those age ranges are not doing anything with this ad. So what I can do is actually go into the ad set targeting and lock out everybody but the 35 to 44. So, and what I would want to do if I want to try and target, which I would have thought would have been a target because of some other ads I've done, that this target range for female would not have been so bad for me, is play with this range, 45 to 54 for male and female, and see, especially female, and see what it is that would appeal to them. Because my picture apparently is not appealing to them, but it's doing a very good job in this one. So let's go over to my ad set. Yes, it's the woman thinking. And we'll go into, you can get to it in two different ways. Now I've got it down here. Let's see. Oh, no, it's the creative. The creative is down here. Yeah, here you go. The targeting and the placement optimization, you can click here to go to it. But the easiest way, now I can't. Here we go. All right. My buttons were covering up my slider down there. We can go up here, and if this isn't showing, usually it comes up like this, showing you your graph. You just click on the cogwheel, and you can go in here and edit targeting. All right, and the 35 to 44 range was where it was doing really well. Oh, and I can't remember if that was just women. No, that was both men and women, I think. Let me cancel out of this, go back to my report. Yeah, it was males and females. I was getting good response. And actually, the males were responding better than the females. Not in no, yeah, in numbers. Okay, back here, let's edit. I should have left that open. So 35 to 44, and I'm going to hit save. Okay, so that's my tweak for today, and it puts it into review, as you can see, uh, and the review will take, it depends. Sometimes it only takes 5 minutes, sometimes it takes an hour. I've had one, but I think it was a brand new boost post that I had that took 24 hours. And I think it was because of the image and that the image had borderline too much text on it. I knew I'd maxed out my text, and I think that's what it was. So I was trying to push the envelope there, and so it slowed that up. But I've heard other people complain about it. I think it's sometimes with Facebook, it's just what's going on with them. Were they doing a major maintenance update or something, and they just weren't approving ads? I don't know. So these are in review, and it should pop up fairly soon and get going again. So that's my update for this morning, and I'll be talking to you soon and showing you how this is working out. Bye for now.